Hello, 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 and welcome back to my channel with your favorite psychic medium, Danny. Hey y'all, as you can tell from the title and the cover photo, this is a psychic reading for what's to come up in the Love Island USA Season 7 reunion. So, as some of you know, I did a reading like this for last year's season that turned out to be pretty accurate, and it was really fun just kind of throwing out predictions out there, seeing what stick, what doesn't. Some things I was probably confused about, I got as prediction, and seeing it play out. It's fun, so let's have some more fun. Now, just like last year, well, it actually won't be the same like last year, because last year we had a pretty solidified couple of four. One of them did not continue forward, of course, but giving insight, and it was a pretty solid couple of three that I was able to pull from, get some insight to show what they have coming up for the next year. Of course, a lot more other things have happened that was not expected, but these readings are never all conclusive. And so I said that to say, because this season, to be honest, as a viewer, was handled differently, this reading is going to look a little different to fit the format of whatever they were going for. So basically, I don't think it was all the time focused on the love. I feel like we were voting a lot for our favorite person. But what I'm going to do is just pull as much insight, as much predictions as I can. There has been a pretty hard line set between who supports who, and that's fine. But here, please, let's be kind, let's be nice in the comments. This is all just prediction based. My own personal feelings will be removed, and whatever comes, comes. And then, does that mean I won't be a little shady? Of course not. If you watched the reading of mine, you already know where I stand. All right, let's get into it. So we're going to start with the winning couple, Brian and Maya. Congratulations to Amaya, Papaya, and Brian. And what I'm going to do is just pull predictions for the four. Like last year, one of the couples did not make it. I'm hearing it's 2 and 1 sort of. But we're going to get into it. Let's see. And for those of you that are new here, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my other readings. Like I said, I did do a reading last year, so check it out. And I did an updated reading called Beyond the Villa. Now, my sound. We're going through some equipment changes, and at the moment, can I use the mic? But I need to get this reading out there. So I'm working on projecting, but cards may be louder working. So please be kind to that as well. Shuffle. For those that don't know, I use playing cards. And let's get into it. So Brian, Amaya, Papaya wants to come up with them. Dear benevolent honorable ancestors, spirit guides, activate family, ask for your permission and guidance to assist me with this reading. What is some insight you can give me on the Castle of Island USA Season 7? Please give me predictions, even some couple predictions of what's to come out publicly. Public things that we'll find out. But right now we're focusing on the reunion to come up on August 25th. You might get to go into the card before I do. I don't know how they're flipping up. All right. We got a 3 of diamonds at the bottom of the deck. You know how I feel about diamonds, money, but that 3 is telling me other people are involved. And I'm not talking about the couple. Outside people. We're going to get into that. Jack of Hearts, King of Diamonds, and a 6 of Clubs. So, with Love Island being so much bigger than it was last year opened up a whole new era, and I said this in my previous psychic reading. So again, please check it out. Check it out. Everything that it builds a story. And I say that to say it's a lot of pressure on final couples, especially people that were shipped as a couple, and there's an expectation there. For example, I don't see many people have an expectation of Iris and Pepe to be a couple, to not be a couple, to be as open as are with their stuff. People go up for whatever they put up, but there is no solid set expectation like we want y'all together. I see that for Nicolandra, and I see that for Maya and Brian. But there is some splits, as we've been seeing online. There are some people that feel like Amaya, they just wanted Amaya to win. That is why they won. There are some people that really do enjoy them as a couple, and they see themselves in them. Latino couple, the first Latino couple to win. I don't see a lot of that being spoken on these big news headlines. But they are. So we have this set up that way. They have brand deals that are coming out. Amaya Papaya is going to have her brand deals, of course. It's Amaya Papaya. But she is part of a winning couple. Due to her winning in a couple, there's expectation as well. Especially after last season, when a couple that won is still madly in love till this day. Right? Especially when you zoom out of the lens and you have a couple that is 5th place that should have been a part of the Final Four. In whose spot? I don't know. You choose, depending. But, so all these optics are there. Folks are like, you know what? We want to make sure you guys are being pushed as a couple. You have to stay together. You have to look like you're together. You have to fight against these rumors. You have to have that united front. We are trying to make sure that we're keeping this tradition alive from last year. Jack of Hearts. You know, both people in the situation have to want to play the game. King of Diamonds. Now, with this Jack of Hearts, I am seeing that Brian's wanting to play a game. Brian's also young-minded. Brian's also catapulted into this fame. And he's catapulted into the fame that I feel like Kenny was, into attachment to somebody. But it's not as big as a bigger grand scale. But Maya needs that for the things that she has to have coming in as a winner of Love Island, especially when there was such a push in the media showcasing us as couples. So that's a lot of pressure. 6 of Club, past things to come out. There have been past things coming out over the last few weeks. That's not what I'm speaking about. It's more rapid things. Things dealing with their inner life. Things dealing within their relationships with people that they've been with before. Things dealing with how they've handled situations. As they become bigger, as their faces get everywhere, especially at this reunion, there's a certain look, aesthetic they want this season to have, like last season, but that's not what happened. A lot of factors came out to be that stopped that from happening. For example, you have people that were removed for racism within the final week. You have people that were not willing to be sidestepped, sideshowed. They were going after what they wanted, how they wanted to do it. And then you have the fans, you have the viewers who see things and ride for things like Nicolandra. So all these things there, they want to make it clear that they've made perfect decisions in how they edit it, how they showcase the show. And the pressure is going on to specific cast members. Now, say all this to say with the 3 of Diamonds, what I do see is that, so interesting. The 7 of Clubs came out. It's telling you more interpersonal relationships, more people. And the 7 of Spades. If you watch my last reading, the 7 of Spades came out during Janae and Kenny's reading. And I was hoping it did not have to do personally within them two, was come out publicly, but that is what happened. With the 7 of Spades, there's lies that are going to be exposed. There are things that are going to be revealed. They might find themselves in areas of situations being filmed, being recorded, or having people speak for them that shouldn't. And so we're going to see what this is like as they continue to get further away from family, further away from people being able to kind of shield them from these things. And I say that to say Brian and Maya are going to have a lot of opportunities to come their way, but these opportunities might weigh up a bit, especially with scandal that surrounds a particular person in the coupling. See what else I can get. Let's see what else. What is going to be discussed after reading when it comes to... Okay, I'm seeing them. There might be some insight onto the partnership, and this might be the time where it's exposed. What to be exposed is Wade. I see Amaya weighing in some things. I'm seeing brainwashing some things. I think there's a lot of things that are going to be coming into the picture that they're going to have to be cognizant of. But what I do see is, I might cry talking about this relationship. Oh no, 4 of Diamonds. She's going to be speaking about the money, her family, how it's helped, it's changed. Ace of Hearts, new beginnings. They might announce some type of breakup or some type of way they're building together with their familial ties in a sense of culture. So there might be some footage shown or just like some bonus things shown of them meeting family, which is why they haven't really been seen much together, been separating, they're like enveloping their culture. That can be discussed on the show. King of Clubs. Feeling really on their throne. What I do see here is though that there's going to be some things that are going to happen before the reunion that's going to fuel more discussions, and right before filming that could be clouding over their goal of coming into this reunion together. All right, let's go on to Nicolandra, who won 2nd place, who are killing it online. My goodness. What's so exciting about Nicolandra? All right. I'm gonna warn again in this reading, before I do this couple, please be nice in the comments. Please, please. Keep it cute, y'all. Let's all keep it cute. We're all keeping it cute here, okay? Okay. Let's get to Nicolandra, my girl Ola, and Sir Nick. Let's see what's coming up for them. It's so funny as I get visions. It's like, that's all I hear. It's like when the pictures like, they love going for that aesthetic of the single photos. I'm blanking, but we're not going to stick to that. The single photos, and what I'm seeing is some type of collage. There's going to be a launch. Maybe a product that's being created based on that, or some type of specific launch that's going to incorporate all those photos. Maybe a lookbook of some sort. Nick is a model. Ola wants to be a model. So they might get a deal where it's like this very like couture type bomb ass lookbook that is a special edition connected to Love Island for the fans. So we're gonna see a lot of folks in their modeling bag and their acting bag. Nick might discuss more wanting to step into TV. We might see him and Cordell. Maybe there's some type of thing that aligns them together side by side, but we're gonna see Nicolandra being treated more and more like the winning couple in this instance, and it has all to do with the people. King of Clubs came out, 4 of Hearts, 9 of Clubs. So they're gonna be open about a lot of things, and then we have the King of Hearts at the bottom. I like that sign. They're gonna be open about a lot of things happening really fast. Nick kind of being catapulted into this position of where he is working nonstop. He's doing a lot of things he was doing before, but it's not just into content. He's actually modeling as actual jobs that are really huge. This is something that he has been working towards. He's going to be discussing. 4 of Hearts, we're going to see a lot more Nick's family probably surrounding Olandria, as Olandria is getting more into modeling, be open to the possibility of moving away from 9 to 5. This is something that she might discuss, come out openly speaking about, like, I saw myself doing well and, you know, maybe getting some cutesy things, but what this has gone for is totally bigger than what I can imagine. She can't work a regular job. She's not going to have to. And that is what I'm seeing for them. What I'm seeing for them is, and we're going to loop in Ace and Chelley into here, each person is solidifying themselves. We're going to see how there's Nicolandra, there's Chelley, but then we're going to see there's Nick, Olandria, Ace, Chelley. And they're going to do a good job of creating their own personas. And I feel like season 6 showed this pretty well in regards to when it comes to PPG, comes to the women, and then even some of the men solidified their own names themselves. So that 4 of Hearts, just a lot of family surrounding, family love, family assistance in regards to that. Then we have this 9 of Clubs. A lot of things learning. You're going to hear Olandria mention, guys, there are so many things coming at me. I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much. I am getting my footing on it. So that it's going to be asked of a lot of grace. You guys want to continue to be fed, right? You're going to have to give it grace, because as they are going to be taking their break, or it's going to be silent, or it's going to look like there's always a part, there are things happen on the back end, and they're solidifying themselves as their own people. 3 of Hearts. Other people with these 2 down, I'm seeing that's Sierra. Sierra for a very long time is going to be utilizing this couple, that name standing behind it, to continue having herself mentioned besides them or next to them, to continue doing that. And so you're going to have people that are going to be like, oh my God, we're loving Nicolandra that's coming. Like, I'm seeing more makeup connections. I'm seeing her feed him a strawberry. Maybe that's going to be the next commercial, or that's going to be in a new collab. Like some Valentine's thing. Valentine's Day is going to be a really huge time for them. Them at the reunion, like, they're next to each other. They're laughing, they're hugging. They may announce some new relationship status things, future travel plans. Sierra, there is a lot of discussion around of her attending a reunion. That we might see her join in as a Zoom session where it's a very controlled space of asking questions and her giving her answer, but there may not be room to really have her incorporated. They're still trying to figure out how they want to go about that, if it's worth it. And that is why we have Sierra online doing these things, making herself relevant, having her name mentioned, because the more her name gets mentioned, the more they're going to be like, we might have to like probably bring her in or find a way to incorporate her. She just wants to be incorporated, because by them opening her to be incorporated in a reunion, she's back into the Love Island world. It'll be easy for her to like weave through, because they brought her in for the reunion. And she lasted up until the final week. So this is a very precarious situation that producers them are in. So they are jumping around a few ideas. So we might be hearing rumors, but really those rumors are to see how the audience feels about it. And depending on the reaction or not, good or bad, doesn't matter. What they feel worth it, they're gonna go with it. But Sierra being this 3rd, this Heart's going down. And then there's just going to be a certain topic coming up of what's right, what's wrong. Everybody kind of like, it's Love Island. It happened, you know. But at the same time, you're just going to see a lot of topics surrounding this as the reunion is coming out, as Nick is having to sit next to Ola and kind of explain his stance on it. Because some people have very strong stances of how they feel in regards to it. I personally don't give a damn. You got booed off the show because you had a racist post. That's what you did. That's based off your actions. You discounted her, so it's your fault. 3, they're on Love Island. No one was in a actual committed relationship at that point, and it's just one of those things that come with when you get consequences for your actions. You don't get to be a part of those brand deals. And I can't imagine what it's like to be making it so far in the show, because there are people voting you as a fave. There are fans that are literally voting you to keep you there. You make it that far, you got booed out just to come out and find that NFL teams and a whole bunch of people are shipping for the guy that you've been with in that villa to be with somebody else. I can't imagine. That's a whole nother layer there. So totally understand, but it has nothing to do with Ola and Nick per se. I think it's just kind of that embarrassment for what you did, hopefully, embarrassment for how it all came out to be, and embarrassment for coming out and thinking that you are presented a way because you've been making it so far, just to find out that is another way. Can't imagine. So I'm throwing that out there, but it has nothing to do with Ola. But we're going to see this conversation coming out, and Olandria probably being very stern, like, I'm always thinking of other people, and I don't feel like the same people that asked me to think of them were thinking of me when it came for their time to think of me. Because who voted for Taylor's name when they didn't need to? Clock it. So, Ola still being ever so gracious. It has me checking my posture after watching Love Island, just say. But her just really being firm in her stance, and I'm seeing back and forth conversation playing out when it comes to racist remarks. There might be some explosion we're going to see when it comes to Hooda. We're going to see a lot of conversation about Girls Girl Island. Are you being a girl's girl? Was Chelley tripping? And people, then Hooda having to face everything she said. So there's going to be a lot of tension. And we might not even see it play out on the reunion. That's going to be a very big disappointed part for a lot of folks. But we're going to see leading up when people are having their devices. We're going to see leading up when there is a certain entitlement that we feel like people should speak to us, and they're just not really like checking for it. So we're going to see a lot of that surrounding, and we're going to have to like pay attention really good. There is a narrative being shaped, and they're probably going to continue trying to push this narrative as they're wrapping up the season, even though they're seeing what is big and what, meaning Nicolandra, Ola Chelley, because if you are a real one, Olandria is someone else that you can ship. Love them down. And so I say that to say we're going to see a lot of that playing about of people trying to, it's like last season, trying to shit on specific people like they were trying to do when they got the villa. It's been real quiet. We're going to see that all waking up. We're going to see Ace discussing it. Ace pointing out and saying, y'all wonder why we haven't really been reaching out to really fucking with you. You don't fuck with me. It's clear, but we can see. And people being held to task and nowhere to go about it. And then some people having to face the fact that they were used as pawns in situations and they should have stood on their own 10 toes. So it's going to be some tension. It's going to be some people like, want to put it high. But we're going to see how the way people that have came out that villa, like Chelley Ace, for example, that have been silent really to themselves, they're carrying that when it comes to this reunion. They're watching, they're seeing, and they're holding that close to chest. And I think we see this in Beyond the Villa. Beyond the Villa is like a psych op. And I've really been enjoying it of what it's like to be catapulted. And a lot of those people that are talking about, oh, it's so cliquey, it's so this, it looks like what it was in the villa. Also, you guys did not like them. You guys went out of your way and thought that they were going to be hated because of how the public was acting a certain way. Just when the most popular group. The reason why there is a spinoff is because of PPG. Plus, they're mid count. Except for that one fuck boy. Fuck him. But it's because of them. And they're upset because they wanted that. And we're going to see that happening leading up to this reunion afterwards. A lot of people that are coming out, they're popping their shit. They're making those jokes because they're like, oh, there's a hate train going. Let's join. We're going to be eating their words this time next year when we see those that have solidified themselves, that have done the work, that are here. Even Hooda to that extent. So, I'm not avoiding Hooda. She has not came up in a prediction yet before people go on, because if you go to my TikTok account, you know how I feel about certain things and when it comes to coercion. But Hooda has some things coming along her way. I'm seeing that And by things, it's really just a massive shit show. I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to Louis, there's gonna be a really, really hard crash from that. Discussions of her motherhood and child being taken up a notch. It might give early 2000s feel when it comes to paparazzi and online. Like, there's gonna be another situation that involves Hooda where it's gonna be like, we can use her in our headlines. We can actually use her because she will do the crashing out. She will take it there. And we can be there recording every single part of it. By that I mean she might be off for a reality show on one of these networks, and it's really to follow her dating life. And it's just to, as she's going this and that. But the thing is with Huda, because she came out the villa and people were like, you weren't wrong, queen. You got it. She's going to continue giving that. And it's going to be really bad to watch play out. We're going to see a lot of things that I feel like producers of Love Island took out just being played out on the screen. It's going to cause a bigger conversation of, is this where we want it to go? Yeah, 10 of diamonds, 7 diamonds into Hooda's, you know. Her lies are going to get worse. Oh my God. I got this King of Spades here. I'm getting that to Louis. A new beginning. Yeah, I'm seeing something to do with the show. I know she's been talking to record labels. I saw like a pop-based tweet that 7 of Spades came out. This Ace of Spades and King of Spades. There's a lot of spades out. A lot of talking, but lies. She's going to be calling a lot of lies. Lies that could cost her her abundance, her future, her money. This Queen of Diamonds out because it's going to be a lot of lucrative opportunities on the board. But when you are so focused on that man, when you're so focused on that man, and you could be having a really great time, because I don't see the 10 of Hearts out, but I do see the 10 of Diamonds, that can end your abundance, that can end your opportunities. 6 of Hearts, a lot of past things coming out. 7 of Diamonds, a lot of hands in the pot of money. There's going to be a lot of people in Hooda's ear, a lot of people that are going to be surrounding her, entourage, that are not going to be honest with her, and we're going to see how that all transpires in her life in real time. It might get to a point where she's just recording all day. Like, she's just on live, she's just streaming. It's her way of like fueling that. Her way of that attention. She might be her own type of streamer-esque. Is there something there besides reality show where she's putting everything out? Because it's getting to a point where not many people around her that, besides just to know people, are going to really be like a friend. She's coming to y'all. She's coming to her cult online. That would be like, you know, you're doing great. Just tell us. And there's this parasitic relationship that turns into a deeper thing. And that might be something discussed in future psychops. If we ever make up this presidency. 2 of Spades. I just pulled a card. Self. She's not going to be speaking up for self in a way in the midst of this as she is navigating business. She's going to be very tired, very drained, which is what's going to make her susceptible to a lot of things that are going to be coming her way, of being manipulated, of being led astray. And there might be a few times she comes online as a call for help. And because her fans are so focused on being like, you're amazing, we just want to be with you, you're a queen, you're a queen. You know, they're not thinking of like, oh, this is a human being. It's going to be multiple attempts to cry for help. And as people are like, hey, are y'all seeing this? Her fans going to be like, shut the fuck up. It's going to, multiple cries of help. But at the reunion, I'm seeing yelling, I'm seeing arguing. I'm also seeing just play out in real time. We're going to see more jealousy of her. It's a shocker to her that Chelley, even though Chelley left 5th place, she is having so many opportunities, so many fans. She's being so loved, and she got the guy. Yeah. She got the guy. And that is something that's going to be off-putting her as they're going around the circle of like, yes, I'm still with him, or we're working on something. She left that villa, and we're seeing how online spins it. We're seeing how online likes to jump and not be in support anymore off of one thing you do wrong. You know, she should have. I told you I was going to put my personal, but coercion, don't play with that. It's wrong. So we're going to see people heighten emotions. We're going to see people upset, but also it's going to be kept light. Andy is going to try to bring the mess, but we're also going to see some things cut off or people leaving the stage, walking away, making it hard to carry it out, the conversations. The season was so different from last. Like, it's not like a lot of lovely tidbit predictions I'm getting. It's more of like, okay, these are the business, the brand deals, what's coming. Chelley's, they're really cute. They're gonna have a very cute collab. I'm seeing something to do with hair and music. Maybe they have an ad for Apple Music or something, and it's like Chelley doing her hair to listen to music while doing it. Something like that. Of them getting ready. It's like a spend a day with us as a couple type feel commercial. Lots of brand deals. We're going to see Nicolandra and Chelley's like crossover collabs. We're going to see Amaya make appearances in Love Island stuff. Amaya might end up in a lot of Love Island spinoffs. I know she spoke about going back to school, but I think she might end up taking her route down, influencer down, working into these deals. Lots of money there for her opportunities. Hannah might be like a socialite. Like, we might see Hannah on a lot of brand trips, lots more crossovers, maybe with Kendall. She'll be on that board with like Liv and Kaylor. So they might take her under their wing as like their little blonde, triple blonde thread or something. So there might be something there as they're collabing. I've seen Jeremiah. Jeremiah's going to get probably some travel brand deals with Jalen and doing a lot more. I don't know. I see him messing around with DJing. He might get into DJing, being like a travel DJ. Very random, but fits his vibe. Chris. Chris might get into small acting roles, something to do with sports and youth. Except it's a big thing. So maybe commercials, maybe him doing, working up his portfolio in Hollywood. And he might end up on a spinoff. I'm just discussing that, or some type of spinoff if Beyond the Villa doesn't continue to next year. I don't know yet. Let's see. I'm getting visions of people. Coco trying to not play their case at the reunion, but it might be some type of back and forth. It's gonna be a shocking back and forth that no one's really like thinking of that's gonna happen. That's just gonna kind of just sprawl out. Iris, we're gonna see Iris in some spreads, some really cute modeling spreads, and I feel like her and Pepe, they might be working on something. It's a whether or not it can be serious on both ends. I don't know. But brand deals for them, really, they're going to be coming together as a family, some core folks here. But I think what's really going to be getting people at this reunion is a lot of things will be coming out, some lies, like I saw for Huda spread, that she's probably going to spew things for attention before the reunion comes, just to kind of cause a problem, and it may not be showcased on the show. Like, for example, Aaron and Kayla had a whole explosive thing while filming or before filming was supposed to happen that caused the reunion to not be filmed on time. We couldn't really feel all that tension there. Like, you feel it, but they didn't really point that out. No, they did. I think they did. Not as much as big deal as it was. It's going to be very much swept. They're trying to do a good PR move here, going for a certain aesthetic still. So you're going to see a lot more things being said outside, because what I'm seeing is a lot of people really speaking their truth, but some of it may not be played out. And if it is, it's going to cause some very huge drawn out waves of online discussion and cast members coming online to speak more of their piece, getting on live. You're going to see people putting lines in the sand of making their clicks, making their connections. And people who are not going to be invited to a reunion, they're going to make sure to try to have something going to continue being connected to that. That's what I'm getting for this reading, y'all. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me through this transitional phase of new equipment. So go ahead and please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you feel. What are your predictions? What are your thoughts? And I'll catch you next time. Bye.